Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you'd like to support us, go to patreon.com/bestboys.
Hello and welcome to the Best Boys podcast. I'm Danny.
And I'm Vince.
It is the day before Halloween, and that means this is going to be a spooky podcast. It's not. I don't have anything set up for Halloween stuff like I did last year, which, by the way, sometime ago was our 1 year anniversary of doing it, or we've done this for a year now, apparently. So let's start this how we start everyone. What'd you watch since the last recording?
I rewatched Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, and then I watched for the first time Wonder Woman, and it was really awesome. I liked it a lot. It's really, really good. I don't think I've really watched any other movies. Still, I'm almost done with the DC shows on the CW. Finished Legends because they have a smaller amount of episodes. I just have like 2 or 3 left from each of the other 3, so almost done with those. Watched Fuller House on Netflix. Well, I lost my Hulu because for some reason Spotify didn't update my thing,
Gotcha.
so I don't have Hulu until November. So I stopped watching stuff on there. But yeah, so what did you watch?
So I started watching the Netflix original Mindhunter, the David Fincher directed. It's a show about the FBI like starting to investigate serial killers and why they do what they do, not just being like, okay, they're born crazy. That's just how they're born. It's showing them coming up with all the signs and stuff and what later helped them with all the cases and whatnot. That's been really good. I stopped watching that like halfway through it because I just kind of got bored of how dark it is. It's a really slow burn show. It's not something exciting happens every 5 seconds. There's not jokes thrown throughout it. It's one of those shows that's very aesthetically pleasing, like how it's shot is real beautiful and everything, but the main guy in it, he's on the original Broadway soundtrack of Hamilton, and Kristoff is the good guy, right? In Frozen?
Yeah.
He's whichever one's the main good guy in there.
Yeah, I think that's Kristoff.
Yeah, he plays both them. And then I watched Stranger Things 2. Binged that on Saturday because have to. That was really good. There's one episode that everyone is saying is the worst episode because it's spoiler stuff I'm not going to bring up because the show just came out. And if you look up anything about Stranger Things season 2, it's usually like this episode's not good. And then they make you like people more. I watched 3 found footage horror movies, actually. Creep, The House is October Built, and Hell House LLC. House is October Built was the scariest one out of all of those because it's about a group of friends trying to find the scariest haunted house they can. And in the process, they're interviewing people and talking about like, oh, this is something that we heard. This is like a rumor. You guys don't do background checks, kind of. They don't know who's actually working them. Crazy people can be working them. Someone died in this one because they changed the rope out for a not breakaway noose and they actually hung themselves, but they were up there the whole time because they thought it was part of the attraction. And then everything starts spiraling, and the last one is the real spook. And then Hell House LLC is a group of friends trying to make a haunted house in an actual haunted building.
Oh,
and
nice.
Then that spirals out of control.
Right, naturally.
Both of those have the whole, okay, you guys are seeing this stuff happen, stop. Like, you guys don't have to keep going on. In The House is October Built, there's Doll Girl, who is like the poster child of these movies. And they're leaving one haunted house, and they see her next to a car with the hood up, and the guy's like, stop, I'm gonna go see if I can help her. And then he comes back, and he's like, she didn't say anything. And then she follows him into the RV and sits down, and they're all just staring at her, and she screams. The movie doesn't have anything paranormal about it, but when she screams and everything, all the cameras and electronics turn off. But they never bring up anything paranormal again. And then they're like, that was weird. And she was at the first haunted house, and then she was at that haunted house, same girl. And then a video pops up online of someone inside their RV, like, looking at them with the camera, and the two guys that are like controlling the or the cameramen and the people running everything, they're like, don't show them this. They won't want to keep going. And then people break into their RV and attack them and stuff. And it's like, I'm going to keep doing this. Also, there's a sequel coming out with the same people doing the same thing again.
Oh.
Because this one went viral. The clip from the end went viral. So, and Creep is just like, guy hires a guy to be a cameraman, and he's creepy. The guy, not the cameraman.
Okay.
And then throughout the movie, he's like, or it goes the whole day that they're hanging out. Then he realizes, okay, this guy's being real weird. And then he starts stalking him. There's a sequel to that just came out. So, I'm not going to talk spoilers about those, though, because those are actually really good movies.
Did I mention last time we recorded that I watched Human Centipede? Or is that... No? Okay. I've seen Human Centipede now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd you enjoy that?
I didn't.
Oh, why not?
It was so nasty. Just the ending also just completely sucked.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's like, how their faces were, they're not going to get back to.
No, but like, you still had the one still alive in the middle.
Yeah, but she's not going anywhere.
No, obviously she can't, because
like,
the guy...
The whole time, it's like the guy in the front kills himself.
Yeah.
Girl in the back is going to die because she's only getting poop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the girl in the front, she's getting poop, but she's getting, like, what nutritious stuff is left over, and then the girl is just getting poop. Girl 2's getting nutritious poop. Girl 3 is getting poop. And then, yeah,
it's such a...
Well, you can watch the second one.
I don't want
where
to.
there's more people.
I don't want to.
I think the second one is a guy watches the first one and he's like, oh, I want to do that. Like a mentally not there guy.
Gotcha.
And I think it's like 8 people. Jeez. And then the third one is, I don't know if it's connected to the first two at all, but it's the doctor from the first one and then the guy from the second one. I think the doctor is like the warden of this prison, and the other guy is something in the prison, and they turn the prisoners into it. They're not supposed to be the same characters.
Okay.
It's just like,
because
they both are like, we need to punish these people. We're gonna do this.
Okay, so it can't. I don't think it's connected then, because
if I'm wrong,
if it is the doctor from the first one, he got shot in the head at the end. So I don't.
No, it's just the same actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's probably not the exact, like, connected in storyline or anything.
I can always check.
Which was, like, the most ridiculous thing. The doctor gets shot in the head, and the guy he shot, like, in the side just finally bleeds out and falls into the pool, and both the cops are floating in there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's the main guy it's the doctor from the first one, and then the guy who does it in the second one are Bill Boss and Dwight Butler, which are probably... I think it's a prison thing. Taking inspiration from the Human Centipede films, the warden of a notorious and troubled prison looks to create a 500-person human centipede as a solution. Okay, that one I want to see. I don't care about the second one because I think the second one's all in black and white and it's like supposed to be more gross. But 500 people just sounds so crazy that it'd be good. They're not good, but it'd be entertaining. Hold on. Stay still when we attach to this guy. Also, if you drug one of the 500 people, how far does that drug go? Because all their blood is connected. I assume their blood streams have to start getting connected somewhere because they're sewn together. Mm-hmm. But good job choosing that movie to watch. It's a good haunt, good spooky movie to watch. I assume you watched that with your girlfriend.
Yeah, I wasn't the one who chose it either.
Good on her. Were you guys ever at the point where you were like, "Can we just turn this off?"
Well, so. The day we watched it, we had to go into work, so we stopped it. Like, I think we had maybe a half an hour left, and so,
that is the worst.
So we came back and we finished.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Yeah,
they're like, I'm just gonna stop. I'll watch it again, or we'll keep watching it later. I think I've seen that movie twice actually. I watched it once on my own maybe, and then once through like a live stream commentary thing where the people were watching it. So it wasn't like me watching it to just watch it. They were like talking and making fun of it and crap. But yeah, that's a good movie. If you want to watch a spooky movie, any of those 3 movies I suggested are good movies to watch. If you want to be actually somewhat scared. Found footage is always way scarier, especially if it's done well and it feels real more than just, oh, this camera's shaking and there's a soundtrack going on. Anyways, 2017 has been the best year for horror because Get Out technically is horror. And everyone's just like, yeah, 2017, year of horror. We've had Annabelle Creation and whatnot. All these movies you probably haven't seen. because you don't care about horror that much.
I don't know.
But horror movies have been doing very well in the box office this year. But you know what hasn't been doing well in the box office? Most movies, actually. Geostorm, that box office sensation that everyone was excited for. Gerard Butler in space with someone hacking the weather. Good premise for a movie. It was projected to be $100 million loss for Warner Brothers. And then Blade Runner, even though it was well rated, 88% on Rotten Tomatoes as of right now, I thought it was a great movie. Didn't do well. I think it was the advertising. They pulled the movie early from theaters. I think it was advertising was just, hey, look, it's Harrison Ford's back in this one, and Ryan Gosling's the main guy, and Jared Leto's in it, and then that's all you get. They're not like, this is what's going on, this is what is happening, yada, yada, yada. So they pulled that early, which was kind of weird, but I get it. That movie did not make a lot. I think it made domestically under the budget, which is disappointing. People, if they've seen the first one, they're more likely to go see it. Mm-hmm. I don't think people were like, oh, Blade Runner 2049, I'll go see that. I think most people that went and saw it were people that had known what it was. If you didn't know what it was, you probably didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you probably didn't.
I didn't see it, no. But I don't really go out to movies very often. So.
Unless I say, hey, you want to go to the movies?
Yeah, usually.
See this big one? Yeah, the budget was $150 million, and domestically they made $81 million. But foreign, they made $141, which that's still a flop. But if you put them together, obviously, that's $223 million. But as I say, every time we go over box office stuff, I don't know what the fuck goes on with, like, if that is good. If when you mix them worldwide, if that makes it good. I think they obviously want to make more than their budget back domestically, and if they don't, they say it's a flop.
Yeah.
But also, I think you have to tie in like plus 50% to the production budget for advertising, depending on how the advertising is. Like if you see a bunch of them.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a lot of commercials for Blade Runner, like the week or two before it came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when I saw the majority of their commercials. Like it wasn't something that was kind of continuously shown to people to like get it in their head. Like, oh yeah, let's go see this.
But I'm pretty sure they had two trailers that were the exact same thing. They showed the exact same clips, but they were in different spots in the trailers. Michael Fassbender, star of the critically acclaimed hit film Assassin's Creed. He's a great actor. He's not in Blade Runner. This is just more with the box office stuff. He was in The Snowman.
It's got a 5.2 out of 10 stars on IMDb.
The Snowman has an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. Apparently, 15% of the script wasn't filmed because Universal didn't want to do more than they had to. So, The Snowman, domestically, it has made $5 million.
Out of what budget?
Just take a wild guess.
120.
That's actually way higher. 35 million.
No.
It's not a terribly high budget, but that's a bomb.
Yeah.
Also, foreign, it made 24, which gave it a worldwide of 30 million. So it still hasn't made. It needs to make 5 million more before they pull it for it to be a not flop. But I guess all that money usually comes opening weekend.
Yeah. So they're probably not. Well, if people buy it DVD when it comes out, obviously not many people will probably do so with this ratings. But
yeah, with an 8%.
But I'm sure they get that money too, part of it. It didn't look like it would be that bad of a movie. I feel like it would have been a better movie, though, if they had aired it sometime in December. Because, you know, Snowman.
Yeah, I get that. I think they gave away too much in the trailer. Mind you, I don't know anything about the movie. I don't know who this killer is. But they make it seem like they give away a lot in the trailer, which is like, okay, I don't want to go see this now. Because in the trailer, they're like, who's doing all this? Then J.K. Simmons just pops up halfway through the trailer. And he's being all sketchy, and so that makes people feel like, that guy's the killer. Okay, I don't need to see the movie now, because I don't care about the big twist. But Michael Fassbender was also in Assassin's Creed, which I'm pretty sure didn't do well in the box office.
No, probably don't think. I don't even remember if we talked about its box office, but...
Because I know you
I liked it, I saw it, but again, I watch it for entertainment. It entertained me.
So Assassin's Creed made $54 million. Domestic with budget of 125 million, 186 million foreign. So it made back its money worldwide, but that's technically another flop. So that's
And Michael Fassbender was saying he wanted to make more of those.
Yeah. So he did that. That came out at the end of last year. He did Alien Covenant, which is a flop because it's 74 million domestic, 97 million budget. So he's not doing that well. I mean, he's in X-Men movies, but those are cash grabs at this point. They know they can release those and get their money back for those.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, whatever his next movie is...
I hope that's Assassin's Creed, too.
It's X-Men, Dark Phoenix, obviously. But whatever... Because he's not a bad actor. He's in... The only movie coming up that he's in is X-Men. So, like, that's the only post-production.
Mm-hmm.
So, hopefully, you know, he gets to be in another good movie. Well-received movie, I guess is the correct word. And then, Suburbicon, which there was one trailer for that came out like 3 months ago, maybe.
I don't think I ever even heard of that.
Yeah. It's Coen Brothers wrote...
George Clooney.
George Clooney, yeah, he's directing it. They came out with one trailer for that. I think the wife of the guy gets killed, and then he's like, oh, I have to protect his family. In a suburban, like, 50s thing.
Yeah, I think I did see a trailer for that, actually. I didn't even remember it, though.
Yeah, that has a 26. So Suburbicon doesn't have its budget up because that movie came out on Friday. But as of yesterday, it's made $2 million. That is insane. It's a movie starring Matt Damon and Oscar Isaac, directed by George Clooney, written by the Coen brothers and George Clooney. You'd think they would have put a little more effort behind advertising that movie. Paramount made it, so they lost however much whenever we find out what they put in that budget. $2 million opening weekend.
That's really bad.
Gotta suck. But you know what? At least Jigsaw made $16 million. So good for them, right? Because you know what I always said? We need more Saw films. Budget of $10 million. They made their budget back. So hopefully this year doesn't end with movies just going down. They keep getting worse. But mind you, obviously, budget and rating doesn't...
You have Star Wars near the
True.
end there. That'll do really
Star Wars,
well.
you got Justice League next month. This upcoming month, November. So Warner Brothers is going to make their money back for at least Justice League, hopefully.
Jumanji and Pitch Perfect 3 are in December.
I don't know about Jumanji, honestly. I don't know how that's going to be taken.
I'm sure Pitch Perfect will probably do pretty well.
Yeah, people are going to go see that. People like their singing Anna Kendrick.
Actually, I doubt Jumanji will do well because it says it comes out on the same day as Pitch Perfect.
That doesn't mean anything, though. They butt them together, but they aren't drastic differences between two. Mm-hmm. But Jumanji, I don't know. It's The Rock and Kevin Hart, but also... It's Jumanji being taken from, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of. It's like a
add-on.
No, it's basically
extended
a sequel.
universe.
Yeah,
the Jumanji cinematic universe. Let's get a movie about what happened with Robin Williams in there.
You know who's not gonna go see this movie? Tyrese, or is that his name?
Yeah, Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah,
he won't. He'll say he did and that it was terrible, but he won't. He'll say he brought his daughter and all her friends to see it like he did with Moana. I haven't seen anything from that drama, so sadly we can't keep talking about that. This is just me bullshitting because this isn't something that they're going to do and hopefully they won't do. But if they did the Jumanji cinematic universe, if they did a movie, it would be like Rogue One. Have you seen Rogue One?
I have not watched that yet.
Okay, well, spoilers.
It's fine.
The end of Rogue One is the beginning of Episode 4 with Leia on the ship and C-3PO and R2-D2. She gives them the messages and everything. If they did a story of what happened, how he got in there, and then all the time that passed, and then the last 5 minutes was him getting out, I don't know how that would do that. That would be something probably everyone would hate, because it would pretty much be along the lines of them using Robin Williams' voice. They made another Aladdin movie. Mm-hmm. Because he never wanted them to do that. That's in his will that they're not allowed to do that.
Right.
But that's something that could potentially be a thing they do.
It said in there, you'll see where Robin Williams was.
Well, you see where I'm saying, because they did it in Rogue One where they put young Princess Leia. They CG'd her in there. They put Grand Moff Tarkin in there, like the old guy. They put his face on someone, and they're both dead. Mm-hmm. They won't do that, but I'm just saying that can be something that they could
I'm
do.
sure they'll explain how he got out or something. Well, you know how you got out.
They'll explain how he survived. Probably. Yeah. Because but he wasn't in the video game.
No, yeah, so that's a little different. Like, they'll probably see, like, where he stayed for a long time. Because, I mean, he was aged there, like, 30 or 40 years. Mm-hmm. So you'll see that.
Honestly, it'll probably be, like, part of a scene where they're in a cave and you see markings on a wall.
Yeah.
Check marks, and it's, like, just filled with them. And just a bed. And something with his name. And they're like, Oh, and then
Yeah.
they just leave.
Yeah, they're gonna have to find their own way back out because it's not
And
the
they'll get
board
out.
game.
Spoilers, they
yeah.
get out.
Yeah, for sure.
Spoilers, the movie ends with Alex Wolff and not The Rock. And then 100%, the movie's going to be one of those, the popular girl, since she's in Jack Black, she's going to learn that, oh, looks aren't everything.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what's going to happen with nerdy girl who's...
she's Karen Gillan, who is like...
maybe she's going to learn to be less shy and more strong. Alex Wolff's character, since he's The Rock, is going to learn that strength. I don't know what's going to go on there. But the football player guy is going to learn that size doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And with that one, let's talk about Thor's apparently already made $100 million.
Is that out now?
No.
Oh.
I think it comes out in November. Or it's not out here. Ragnarok has already opened in roughly half of its foreign markets, and THR reports this weekend has taken in $107.6 million. This opening puts Ragnarok on pace to top several MCU installments, including Guardians 2 and Doctor Strange. 15 million in South Korea, 8 million in Australia, 8 million in Brazil, 15 million in the UK. It was previously estimated that the film would open somewhere between 85 and 100 million internationally. I wonder if that's gonna... Well, obviously, over here it's gonna do fucking insane. Like 200 million opening night, more than that probably. I'm gonna say, with my math and all my studying I've done on the Thor Ragnarok hype, 500 million. That's my prediction.
Between both or just domestic?
No, just domestic. It's gonna make $500 million.
Oh.
So if that happens, I'm gonna buy myself tickets to Thor Ragnarok. Only if it makes 500 million, I'll see that in theaters. No other way am I going to see that film. Oh yeah, they announced the name of the Han Solo movie.
Is it not Han Solo?
It's Solo,
Solo.
a Star Wars story.
Huh.
So, good name. I honestly think that's a stupid name. If it was like Han Solo, a Smuggler's Tale,
That's a good one.
All the ones that are going to be standalones are going to put a Star Wars story
Yeah.
in every single one of them. It's like,
Yeah.
no shit, it's a Star Wars movie. We know. It's Han Solo. Everyone knows who Han Solo is. There's so many better titles for Star Wars movies than putting a Star Wars story. If they want to put a subtitle in there, I feel like they have to.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see that title, or when you see that trailer, and they call him Han Solo, and you see the Millennium Falcon, you're gonna see Chewbacca. No one's gonna be like, "Is this a Star Wars movie? Oh, it's a Star Wars story. Okay, now I know."
Yeah.
No one's gonna say, "Okay, I see the title of the movie. I know what it's gonna be."
So you don't really like Ezra Miller, right?
No, not really. Why?
So his standalone Flash movie would be called Flashpoint.
Yeah.
It'll live or die based on how well Justice League does in theaters.
Good.
So
I think Flashpoint, if I'm remembering correctly from people that have talked about it, is the storyline that can change anything.
I mean, they did Flashpoint for season 3? Yeah, 3 of The Flash on the CW. That was the whole start of the season.
So if Justice League does well, they'll make it. So if they make it, it can be how they replace people, basically. They can, if they do it, and they want to replace Jared Leto because stuff that's been talked about forever, that's how they could do it. They can be like, he changes time, now this person's the Joker.
That's
Now
actually really true.
This person's whatever.
When he did it in the show, John Diggle's daughter in that season, his daughter turned into a son. So, yeah.
Have you seen any of the stuff from this season of Arrow? Like any of the Facebook posts or anything from it?
No, nothing new.
Well, this
Has it started?
Yeah, I think so, because I saw a post, someone I follow on Twitter reposted a clip from the season premiere, and there apparently a picture of him as Arrow got leaked. Someone posted it somewhere, and now they're like, "Oh, Mayor, you're the Arrow?" And he's like, "No, what's Bruce Wayne up to? You don't think he's the Arrow?" Because they're not going to tie them in to the movies because they already have their Flash. They have Superman and Supergirl. I want to know what their Batman's going to be. If they just throw Batman in the shows.
They've actually, in Supergirl, briefly mentioned a Batman because she says like something about her cousin teaming up with somebody in Gotham, I'm pretty sure she said. Like, there's something along those lines.
That's something I don't understand, that Warner Brothers DC is doing. Like, they could just tie the shows and movies together.
I wish they would have. I would love for the guy who plays the Flash. I'd love for him to be the Flash, and all of them really. They're great characters.
The TV show market or for comic book stuff is real hit or miss now. I mean, you got Inhumans, which the biggest flop I think for any comic book.
Is
TV
it? It's
show.
still.
No one likes it.
No.
Even IMAX was like, yeah, it was a mistake to put it to release it through IMAX. Like, it's really low rated. I think it had like
I didn't even know it aired yet.
Yeah, the first episode I think had like a 7.
Did you see the new one that's gonna be a Hulu original for Marvel Runaways?
Yeah, I honestly don't know what the Runaways are, but man, does this give me Stranger Things vibes. That group of teens.
I watched the trailer for that yesterday, I think, and it's kind of weird. I don't know how it's gonna really be though.
Yeah, could be the greatest thing Marvel's ever done.
Could be. Kind of doubt it, but
Punisher's coming out this month. So,
oh yeah,
or November. So who really cares?
Zachary Levi as Shazam.
Is that a show?
No, it's the movie.
The movie? Wasn't that the thing that everyone was saying The Rock was gonna do? Yeah, that's the thing that everyone was saying The Rock was gonna do. Zachary Levi is a bad choice.
Yeah, I would not go with Zachary Levi for... They'll probably, like, CGI him as a strong, because isn't Shazam, like, he doesn't look strong and big.
Maybe.
I think he, like, claps his hands together and says Shazam or something, and then he becomes Shazam.
Maybe. I honestly don't know anything about Shazam. I wonder how much... Because we're seeing it with Cyborg, where he just looks real not good still. So I wonder if he's going to be Cyborg level or Iron Man level of special effects. He's probably going to bulk up. It's Hollywood. They bulk up. If they do CG, his body's not going to match anything his head is doing. Or, just putting this out there, film Zachary Levi with just his head on a green screen and then have someone play his body, but with a green screen hood on, so you can just put his head on there. Boom. It'll be real weird.
His head's gonna be over here and the body's gonna be over here.
His body will be turned that like one way, and then his head will be turned like looking the opposite way, and he'll be pointing and looking like this.
They should just start calling him Owl Man because his head's gonna be completely.
Those are gonna be good movies. Zachary Levi as a superhero that's supposed to be like this big dude. Who knows? We haven't really seen him do anything that's not comedy though.
Yeah,
I don't think.
No. He was in Tangled as a voice actor.
That's voice acting, and that's comedy.
Yeah.
Still. Anyways, on this end of a shit show that we've done here, sorry about that to both whoever listens to this and to you. If you want to, for some reason, support this show, I don't know why you would after this episode. You can go to patreon.com/bestboys, or you can rate and review us on iTunes. Give us a fat 1 or lower if you can. I don't know how you do review or how low you can review. Follow the Twitter, Best Boys Podcast. Email us, topics, bestboyspodcast@gmail.com. I'm sorry. Yeah.